What's up, guys? My name is Primroze.
I'm Nick Mizesko.
And welcome to Beyond the Six podcast.
This is our podcast. Am I doing this right? Am I doing this intro good?
You might be. You're doing great. You're doing a good job, Nick. You're doing a great job. Great job.
I haven't dabbed yet, so that's a good sign. That's a good start for the podcast.
Great start. There's gonna be a lot of
That's why you should listen on iTunes and Spotify, because you don't have to see me dab as a 31-year-old person.
Or you can watch on YouTube and you can see Nick dab.
I don't know what this is going to do for our views, but we'll find out.
We'll find out.
Listen, we are both inside the Madden community, inside the gaming community, and we wanted to bring you guys a podcast where you get to know some of these guys that you see on Twitch, on YouTube, on Facebook Gaming, if you're over there, on Mixer. Rip Mixer to that one.
It doesn't exist anymore.
I know, Rip. We miss it. We miss Mixer, but I think we wanted to give an opportunity for some of these players and streamers and content creators to tell their story, because I think that's where we start to connect with people. I think, we both have people that we watch on a week-to-week basis that, it's not because necessarily they're the best player, but it's the ones that we've connected to personally. And I think this is an opportunity for them to tell their story. And there's honestly just not a great place for a lot of these guys to tell their story, because everyone's so in their own space, especially in COVID time. We've sort of been stuck in our own space and have lost the ability to communicate with other human beings. And you'll find us poorly communicating with human beings right here.
We'll talk with a lot of pro players who don't stream. You don't know a lot about them, but you see their names on the MCS. And
we got you.
We got you. We'll talk to those guys. We'll talk to content creators. We'll talk to big names within the Madden community itself. So make sure that you guys stick around. Hit like, subscribe if you guys are on YouTube. Hit the follow button, whatever you guys are on, whatever platform, on Spotify, on Apple. And just stick with us for the ride, and we'll do
It'll
good.
Be fun.
It'll be fun.
Probably.
It'll be.
We'll see.
It'll be.
It's gonna be fun for sure. Will we do good? But it'll be fun.
It'll be great. I'm not quite sure to where to start, but we have Noah. Noah, do you want to introduce yourself?
My name is Noah.
Oh, please let that be it. Please let that be the end of the intro. Like, what a god intro that would be. Well, introduce yourself. I'm Noah. Cool, sweet. Have a great day.
Sweet.
I'm
okay.
in there.
Thanks. All right. Next episode.
What a god. Listen, come on, man. You've got some accolades. You're the Madden 20 Challenge champion. You're a new West Virginia Mountaineer esports athlete. I mean, come on. You've got to have. This is something you need to work on, man. You got to have like an intro. Like, imagine like you're getting introduced into the wrestling ring. You're fighting for the World Heavyweight Championship. They're not gonna be like, oh, here comes Noah. Like, you gotta just start working on that stuff. These are things you need to have in your back pocket.
Intros are always really bad. I don't know what to say. I mean, like, I let my work speak for me. I like to just come in like the underdog. I like to always be the underdog. If you show your accolades or whatever, people start like respecting you or something. But I like to be the underdog. I like to be disrespected. Yeah, I like to be disrespected, honestly.
I just love this because like we're so opposite mindsets. I'm like, please tell people that I have good things going on. Don't just look at me, because that's not a good sign. Like, please just tell people that I got really cool things going on behind the scenes.
That's exactly how I am too. I'm like, please just say some stuff. Say a lot of good things. There's a lot. Just say it.
Yeah.
But
He had almost 1,000 people watch his last TikTok. Thank you. Please stop.
Wow.
No applause.
Wow, 1,000 people watch your TikTok?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
What's up?
Wait, is it Nick Mizesko official on TikTok too? Or
it's just Nick Mizesko.
Is it just
you
Nick
want me to know
Mizesko
my
on
own
TikTok?
TikTok name?
Hashtag
How do you not know your own TikTok name?
Because I'm not good at this stuff. Do I look like somebody who's good at this stuff? I'm a 31-year-old man who has a TikTok. Yeah, it's just at Nick Mizesko. I didn't need the official there.
Perfect.
I needed it on Twitch because I might have already had the other name and messed it up. So,
All right.
whoops.
Well, either way, we did choose Noah. We chose you to be the first person on our podcast for a reason. You are very well known in the Madden community. A lot of people, whether they are casuals and just watch, the MCS here and there, or whether they are pros and compete as well. A lot of people do know you. A lot of people know who you are. And you have a lot of good things that have happened in the past about you. And the scholarship and everything. Like, what's going on with that? That's huge. That's absolutely huge. Tell me about that. Let's get into it. Let's.
Yeah. So my Josh, who runs the program here, super cool guy. But it's a big. When I was playing last, representing Maryland, I guess I got a Maryland sweatshirt on. I guess I can't be wearing that.
Well, this ain't going great. Good job representing West Virginia as he wears a Terrapin shirt. Like, oops.
Yeah, there you go.
Well, I still gotta rep Maryland. I'm from Maryland, so I still rep a little bit of Maryland. Got a lot of friends there. But, so I was playing for them for the level next last year, and he hit me up and he was like, "Hey man, we really want you to have like get over here at West Virginia." But he was at like their like satellite campus, like West Virginia, like Potomac, I think. So I didn't really want to go to like a smaller school. Like I always like it like vision myself like at like a big school. I wanted to be like at a bigger school, which is why like I chose Maryland. But anyways, he hit me up like in the summer and he was like, "Hey, like the school really wants to grow esports, and like we'll do anything to get you there, and like I'm actually moving to like the main campus here in Morgantown." And like so like and then we just started talking and I visited and I thought it was really cool. It was a really good fit, and yeah, here I am. And it's been really good so far. I'm really excited for the Level Next finals. Try to come home a championship here to West Virginia.
Well, I'm curious, as somebody who grew up in this age where esports are a thing. Like, I mean, I'm 31. It wasn't a thing. Like, we barely had any consoles connected to the internet when I was in high school. I'm curious, like, when you were, getting into Madden and sort of getting to that age where esports started to become a thing, did you think that, man, this is something I could go to college for? Or was that always just sort of a pipe dream, not even something that was in your head?
Yeah, no, it's crazy because it just hit me so fast. Because like, as you know, like, you guys both know, like being fans of it or playing or whatever, like, I just came onto the scene really quickly, and so like I wasn't focusing on Madden at all. Like I was focusing on baseball. Like my goal was to play baseball in college my whole life. I mean, that's what I trained to do. Been playing baseball since I was 6 years old. And so I just started doing that, and then I would play Madden on the side with my buddies, just always for fun. Like Madden was never something crazy for me. But then I like figured out I saw something, I think it was like Virgin Gaming, I think it was like the first website. I don't know, I got like an ad on my phone when I was like 14. I put like $2 in there and I was like, let's start playing money games. And that's how like a gambling habit started. But
Okay.
I started playing money games when I was like 15. I'd be getting popped, but I just kept on playing. And so, but I got into the scene, obviously got a lot better. But then my senior year was like when I won that tournament, and then I stopped playing baseball because of COVID. Like our season just ended. I didn't really have much fun playing anymore, and I didn't really know what I wanted to do, like just in general, like what my future was, because I was like I didn't really want to go to college, like because I didn't have an idea like what my future was. But like these video games, like I was making money, I was having fun playing Madden, so I was like maybe this Madden thing could be cool. And then like then comes the fall, like they do this Level Next tournament, lets me do that, and then Josh took me up and a couple other colleges, but I go to West Virginia, and now I'm here. So it was just kind of super roller coaster of a ride.
It's serendipity. Like things just somehow find a way to work
It
out.
happens.
Yeah, well, and I'm interested. Like let's go back to Madden 20 and that the belt win that sort of brought you into the name and brought you onto the scene where so many people now know you now. What was that like 3 to 4 week period where not you qualify, you get to go out to Redwood. You win, by the way, the last live event that the MCS has had up to this point. Like we haven't had another live event since then. Like it's wild that how quickly that happened from my eyes. Was it going by that quickly for you as somebody just coming onto the scene and winning such a big tournament?
Only a person who's undefeated in live events.
All right, settle down. All right.
There we go.
We're done here. It's been fun. Thank you.
They beat me in person. This online stuff is janky, but yeah. So it was crazy. Like I remember how it was New Year's Eve, and I made my New Year's resolution because like I made the tournament. I was like, bro, I'm gonna go and I'm gonna win this tournament. And I didn't really know if I was gonna win or not, but yeah, like I win the tournament. I go back to school. Everyone's like, hey, like I even be up or whatever. And then like COVID hits, and then the Madden Bowl, and then it just next thing you know, like now I'm here. Like it seems like that was yesterday playing that tournament, and I think it's like a year and a half, like 18 months or something like that, maybe
Yeah,
even longer.
It's been a long time.
It's been a super
Don't
long
remind
time.
me. Like, it just makes me sad to talk about. I'm like, oh, that was
That
was fun. January of 2020. Remember the good old times?
DreamHack's coming up. I just hope that there's
Please.
fingers crossed that we can do something in person at DreamHack.
Please, EA, please, I'm begging you. Well, and you know, I going into that, how tight were you with other people in the Madden community? Did you like know some people there? Like, because I remember, like, I mean, it was what, 16 people in the challenge, so there were a lot of people buzzing about. Were there guys there that you were like, I'm a lab with you, or I know him, or was it just sort of you finding your own way?
Just like Rose was saying, how like there's like really been nothing, and like hoping for a DreamHack, because like I haven't met really any of you guys in person. I just hung out with Banks for the weekend. This past weekend, which
Sorry
was
about
fun.
that.
I
We'd
tried
like to
to get you to come
apologize.
hang out with Kyle and I when we were over there.
That sounds better than Banks. I'm not gonna lie.
Maybe
like,
a
that
little
sounds
bit.
That sounds-
Banks is a whole different story. You just have to experience it in person with that guy.
Yeah, but it's like yes, that's true. But that's like Jepson's Malort. Like, it's like you have to experience it. Is it gonna be good? Probably not.
Oh God,
but you do have to do it.
those pictures. Yeah. Nick, have you seen the pictures?
Which ones?
I'm not gonna say anything, but there are pictures. There are pictures. I need to.
Probably just leave it at that.
Yeah,
Probably.
we're just gonna leave it at the fact that there's pictures of him and Banks hanging out, and it just
I haven't
sums up
seen those,
everything.
but I'm gonna need those DM'd to me expeditiously.
It sums up everything. It's hilarious. It's actually.
Send those my way.
Oh my gosh, Banks is a very interesting person.
I will meme those quickly. Oh, what a guy. Big shout out to Alex. What a guy. But yeah, that's what's weird is that like there's so many people like, because you talk about like, I mean, we kind of got to interact at the challenge, but it was so sort of like in passing. I got to talk to your mom more than I got to talk to you because you were always on stage. And then like even guys like John Beast, who has made his name in the COVID era, even guys like even a lot of the TNC guys, because TNC had such a big Madden 21, but like even before then, I had met D-Crop, but really hadn't talked to J-Will. Like, it's wild at how many people we talk to on Discord or in these chats that we haven't met in person because it's been 2 full years since we've gotten to hang out in person.
I know who like the Kivs were and like the Wesleys and like all those guys, but like it was just like, hey, what's up? Like, my name's Noah, and they're like, oh, that's the dude that I just played on the ladders or whatever, but like we didn't really know each other or anything like that. And same thing with you, you're like, oh, that's just like the commentator guy, like I don't know you who you are. But and then like, 2 years go by, and like obviously now I talk to you guys almost every day.
He still calls me the commentator guy, which is weird. Like, he doesn't even bother using my first name. It's uncalled for. It's right below. It's right
I think
down
it's longer to say the commentator guy than it is to say it's Nick.
Weird. Nick's a short name. Just use the name. Whatever.
It's very short. But yeah, like speaking about like COVID and stuff, like the last DreamHack Anaheim in person was where I met and I started like being introduced to a lot of the Madden people. Is where I met K-Mac, and that's where I met W for the first time. The only time I've actually met him in person. That's where I met Oreo for the first time. Of course, he was like hungover and sick and didn't want to go out and do anything, but I briefly said hi to him. But it's so weird to think about, like, I've become such good friends with a lot of you guys, and like I've started to like know a lot of you guys, but I've never met you guys in person because we don't have any like in-person events.
Welcome to the most depressing podcast ever.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the good old days.
Yeah,
Remember
here
when we used to
All
see
right.
people? Oh, those were the days.
Those were the days.
Rip.
But yeah,
Feels
so
like COVID. Oh yeah, no, I was just gonna say it feels like COVID's been like that, and it's been, however, like as you were saying, like January 2020 feels like it was yesterday, and it's about to be 2022.
I know it's so
the
long
time
ago.
gone, man.
It's been so long.
I mean, so you win this belt, you take home this title, big celebration, you get to go to school, and then COVID hits and the world shuts down. What was the mindset at that point? You know, it's March, April of 2020. There's a lot of unknowns, obviously, but that's when you started to really get into streaming as well. I know the Madden Bowl was coming up. Like, was that a stressful time as a young Madden player, just sort of getting into it, or was it just all right, cool, now I've got some more time to do some of these other avenues that I haven't really pursued?
So With school, I kind of put it on the back burner, which kind of sucks because when like the Madden Bowl hit, like the day that I lost to Decroft, it was a Friday. I remember this was just like maybe the worst day of my life. But looking back, so I pushed all my homework to like screw it,
Oh,
like whatever.
awful! What a move there.
It was due
Procrastination.
that Friday. Like the last day of classes were that Friday. So I lose to Decroft, and I have to walk up the stairs, and I sit down, and I have to do 6 hours of calculus homework
Oh,
that I had
God.
not learned because I hadn't done any of it. But yeah, like when COVID, it just gave me so much more free time. That like, cause before even the Madden challenge, like I didn't play like a ton of Madden as I do now. I did not play nearly as much Madden as I did now, just cause like I had school from like I'd wake up at 6:30, I'd drive to school, I'd stay at school till like 3 or 3:30 or whatever. Have baseball practice from 4 to 6. Drive home, eat dinner. Time I do all that stuff, do my homework. It's now 9 o'clock. I maybe play for 2 to 3 hours and then do the same thing again the next day. Now, when COVID hit, like now I could play like 6, 8, 10 hours a day. Like it just gave me so much more time. And like that's when I also got into like streaming a little bit, play money games and stuff on stream and all that stuff.
Yeah, to all of his future professors, he's gonna do all his homework on time this time. So like I
All of
promise
it on
there's just-
time.
He left
Oh, yeah.
this chapter's behind him. It's fine.
I'm a 4 student around here.
Are you
man.
actually?
Yikes!
I mean, maybe
Don't
not.
ask that question. Yes,
Maybe-
yes,
maybe
he is.
not.
Don't ask the question.
I mean-
What? Here comes the bus. Push. Come on, dude.
Well, that's like if you were a 4.0 student, that's
Whoa.
actually super impressive. Like I can't do that. I'm struggling right now to get into grad school because this chick that's trying to accept the applications, I'm 2 points off of a 3.0 GPA because I failed so many calculus courses and so many chemistry courses when I was a physics major my first 2 years at college, and she won't accept me. She won't accept me because I'm 2 points off. I'm literally have like a 2.9, I think 2.96 GPA. I'm so close and she won't accept me. So having like something like that, like a 4.0 GPA, if I wasn't gaming like you are right now, like that's impressive. That's very impressive.
You heard it here first, guys. Don't be a physics major. Like it
Don't be
doesn't.
a physics major.
Don't do it.
Don't do it.
Just don't do it. And to all those physics majors out there, do you need a hug? Bring it in. I'm really sorry. Like I'm really sorry about that. And so, talk a little bit about what it was like, during COVID playing Madden. You started doing the streaming. Obviously being a content creator, very different from being a comp player. We know that these comp players, a lot of guys don't want to show their stuff. A lot of guys, sort of stay out of the streaming world. You embrace the streaming world, especially, through 2020. What was that like? And was that a tough adjustment, or was this something that came naturally to you?
I forgot we were recording this. Not a 4.0 student, kind of close, but whatever.
No, don't just lie, dude. Like we're not checking.
We're not gonna
Like,
check.
come
We're
on,
not
dude.
pulling up your transcripts.
I mean, I just whatever. 4.5 student actually. No.
Perfect.
bingo.
Love
Got
it.
But yeah.
It's good for me to know that if Noah ever commits a crime, he's not gonna lie about it. He's gonna be like, "Yeah, I did it, dude." Like, I forgot we were recording. My bad. Like, sweet. Honesty is a good policy. Anyways, carry on.
But yeah, so I mean, I love streaming. I kind of stopped just because, again, like it's kind of a competitive disadvantage to obviously stream, and then it's just a really big time commitment, and I'm still trying to like figure out all my time management and all that stuff now with like obviously having to go to class and do my homework and all that. But yeah, when I first started streaming, it's super fun, like interacting with the chat, just doing some crazy stuff.
You're a
yeah,
pretty big
I
character
really enjoy
too. You're a
Yes.
big character.
Yeah, that's like my online persona, I guess, because like if you ever meet me in person, I'm pretty laid back. Like I usually like keep to myself, but like streaming, playing Madden, it brings out a whole different side of me. I like screaming and all that stuff, but yeah, no, streaming's super fun. Like obviously there's the cons, like the trolls and all that stuff, but like you gotta take it for what it's worth. But like meeting new people, like I've met a couple of people that like I never knew, like, and they're not really part of like the Madden community or whatever, but like they're just from the Twitch chat that just like watching, and they're like super cool people. You meet a lot of different types of people, which is just super awesome that you like don't ever get in like normal life.
Yeah, I mean, I don't talk to this many people. Like, that's the weird part about being in the Twitch community is like you talk to all these guys in chat and you're chopping it up with them and you're typing with them whether you're watching a stream or you're streaming. And then I go outside of my house and I see other people walking by and I'm like, just don't look at me, just don't talk to me, don't look at me. I don't want to hear from any of you. It's wild at how different socially it is online versus like. I swear right now I have no idea how to interact with an actual human being. If somebody knocked on my door right now, I'm not answering it. It's not happening.
It's so weird. You'll go like. I mean, I personally, I'll go like days without like going outside, like going to the store, talking to someone. Like I'll just go to like the self-checkout, like if I need to, like don't talk to me, don't do whatever. And then on stream, I love talking to people. Like I love doing it, but like it's so weird. It's just, and I think like
as
COVID
a 31-year-old
help.
adult, as a 31-year-old adult, I have found myself on multiple occasions in the last 2 months rejecting businesses because they didn't have an online functionality and being like, you have to call us to make an appointment. I'm like, I'm not calling you then. No, you're not getting my business. Sorry, y'all.
That sounds like
you might be great.
You sound exactly like K-Mac on that one. I personally, I don't have an issue with calling people, but like K-Mac, no. He will not call. Just will not do it.
K-Mac? Coward.
Coward. Oh my God. You just did it. You just said you did it. You can't call him a coward.
She said it. It wasn't me.
Oh my God.
Yikes. So that relationship is over anyways. Well, so, you know, I'm curious what it was like going from, and we talked with guys like Clef. Like Clef's a guy who went from football into Madden. He said that playing real life sports was a big advantage. Do you see any of those advantages from playing baseball your whole life in Madden helping you in the competitive game?
Oh yeah, for sure. And you can tell like the people who never play like even if it's like, I don't know, like chess or something, it doesn't have to be a sport, but just something like competitive. You can tell if people have never done that before, like this is their first time doing it, because just like with the trash talk or just like facing adversity, because like just like in Madden, just like in sports and all that, like there's gonna be bad breaks. Like you're gonna throw a pitch that's a good pitch and someone's gonna have a good swing and get a single off you or hit a home run or something like that. And same thing with Madden, like you're gonna make a good play, and like whether it be an animation or they just play better than, like you're gonna like face adversity. And people, like some people fold. I feel like I'm really good at facing adversity. I'm always able to bounce back. So I think playing sports was huge for that, because obviously it's at every single time you step on the baseball field.
Yeah, I mean, we all know those people that like the second one thing goes wrong, they're just like one fumble goes their way and you're like, cool, I'm done. I've won this game, because they can't recover from that. And it's certainly something that's you know, you see the guy, you can tell the guys who's definitely either done this for a long time or have played those sports, because I think that's maybe one of the, when you look at the skills that make a pro Madden player or a pro gamer in any sense, I think being able to bounce back from bad breaks is such a big part of it. And is maybe the thing that's hardest from somebody who's trying to go from a casual like stream watcher to a competitive player, is like, how do I handle that internally and not just completely collapse? Because it's real easy when I'm at home to be like, I threw a pick, well, I hit the power button and now I'm done throwing picks. Got him. Can't throw any more picks. But like when you're on that stage, you can't do that. You got to go play the third quarter.
Argue that's probably that's like the biggest like skill gap in all of gaming, is like, I don't know what separates me from like a top 100 weekend league player. I mean, we both know the same plays, we both know all of that, but like the ability to like, yeah, like as we said, like to not get flustered, and like to like not let your emotions, like, because, and then the next big thing that people do is like they see, oh, we're playing for $50,000 or something like that. That's the other thing. Money's gonna get to their head.
Once the hands start sweating, like
yeah.
Knees weak, arms are heavy. There's vomit on their sweater already. Mom's spaghetti. We know.
Mom's spaghetti. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you don't let that get to you, like people will play so much better. But that's why I love playing people that are like new to the scene, just because they're gonna be nervous their first game. They're like, oh, this is the most amount of money I've ever played for. But once you get past that, like people will play a lot better. Which hopefully people don't pick up on that, because then it will put me out of business.
And then we're done. And we've ruined it. Yeah. Well,
we are recording.
Let's try it again. Welcome back. Let's talk about nothing Madden related. So how about the latest episode of your favorite TV show? So going from, you know, you've got to play kind of limited live events. So you've almost exclusively, your career has been online and playing these games. And we've seen some people struggle with that transition. Are you somebody, I know you're an animated person, you like playing with sort of that heat and pressure. Are you somebody that wants to get back to live events because you think you're going to thrive in there, or are you comfortable now with 2 years experience of playing in the online COVID pandemic Madden world?
Yeah, so the first event was definitely, excuse me, the first event was really tough for me because, like, as you said, I love playing in person. I think I'm the best in person. But, like, I've gotten used to it. Now I know how to, like, mentally prepare for it because it's really hard because, like, you just think you're playing, like, any other game when you're playing, like, in your room. Because when you at the live event, like, okay, like, this is you got the bright lights on you, you got the commentators, you got all that stuff. Like, all right, this is it. So it doesn't really take much to get hyped, but like here it's just like any other game. So you got to like mentally prepare, but I've gotten used to it in these 2 years, but yeah, I can't wait. I think the Madden Bowl, there's talks that the Madden Bowl might be in person, so hopefully I can make that, and yeah, we're praying for that because as I said, I never lost a live event, so I mean I might maybe.
It's gonna be like so different for like I think like everyone just going back to in-person events, seeing everyone and competing in person. You're sitting right next to the person that you're playing against versus like on a computer on the other side of the country. Like it's totally different, and I totally like I could see how people could thrive off of someone else's energy, the energy in the room, just being there. They get so hyped, and so it just adds another level to these competitions I don't think that we've seen in quite a while.
And you talk about the benefits, but also like there are unique challenges with playing in person. Like I always laugh at these guys, we've got the camera set up. Basically, most of them are playing in their bedrooms or in an office or whatever. But like, it's a different animal when you're in a hotel room the night before and you've got to wake up in a different place, and you've got to get a good night's sleep in a different place, and you got to like fall out of that routine. And then what people don't realize, especially at MCS events, is these guys get to the studio and a lot of these players are just sitting for an inordinate amount of time. There's so much sitting and waiting. And you can't be, unlike at home where you could be running a lab game, a lot of these guys are having to do, media obligations or having to wait in the players lounge while other guys are playing their games because we want to get them on camera. It's just a different animal being in person. And I think it's something that, a lot of people think that they can do. But I think, Noah, you're somebody who knows as well as anybody, like it's not easy just showing up. It looks like glitz and glamour, but there's so much that happens in a weekend.
Brought that up because that first thing happened exactly to me. Like I remember I got there, I played my first game, it took me like an hour or so, but like I was the first game of the day. I flooded Trey Thomas, beat him by like 50.
Don't forget that, Trey. Hey Trey, clip that. That's for Trey. All right, cool. Carry on.
I flooded him, but then like as you said, like you got to be able to keep up for the whole day, and I remember just being mentally drained. And I remember my next 2 games, like I got super outplayed, and I thought I was eliminated from the tournament. But yeah, it's just something you have to be used to, there's really like that was just I learned that from experience. Obviously, taking that through the rest of the weekend, and now for every live event that I can hopefully make that's in person, like I'm gonna now obviously take that experience. But that's just something you learn, like because that was super tough. I remember just being mentally drained. Like, dude, I won my first game in person. I won by like 50. Like I might be the best in the world. 2 games later, I think I'm out of the tournament. It's like
oops.
Crazy.
Wow, how quickly that has changed.
Like a total roller coaster of emotions. Yeah, that's something like I didn't even think about because I've never experienced this. I came into the Madden community at the start of COVID. Like, stuff like that waiting, that anxiousness, like it's got to add up for sure.
So, this year is certainly a weird year. But, we're seeing the transformation of the Madden 22 prize pool. We've seen, it's very top heavy, which is something that a lot of the pro players were looking for. But what's it like qualifying for these tournaments, especially like this last one? We had the Ultimate Thanksgiving. We're going to have the Ultimate Wild Card. Multiple weekends of having to lock in for ladders, multiple weekends of having to play. I mean, it seems like with the ladder system on Battlefield, you're locking in against the same 5 or 6 people, depending on your record. Is that challenging? Is it nice knowing that I kind of know who I'm going to be playing? I kind of know what to expect. What's that grind like right now?
Can't forget about the Huskies fan, though.
Oh, that guy.
Yep, that guy.
Yeah. So I thought I was gonna this sucks, 3 straight weekends. And honestly, having to lock in for 9 hours is a really long time. I'm still learning how to do it because one weekend, I remember I won my first 2 games. I was like, I should go get something to eat, but I was like, nah, I'm good. I remember losing, and then I remember sitting down and taking 6 straight losses, and honestly, like having a mental breakdown while I'm hangry because I haven't eaten all day.
Yikes!
I was like, this is the worst ever. But yeah, no, I think like the pros of it obviously is like you get to play everyone. Like I played every single person that was in probably like the top 32, and I played them multiple times, which allowed me to just know like, all right, like Clef's doing this, Wesley's doing that. Oh, I see Penguins is doing this, like, and it's just stuff you didn't see on like other ladders. And then obviously like having the top 8 is super crucial because getting those first 2 buys. I still haven't gotten top 8. I got like 11th or something, but I'm gonna try to get top 8 for this next one. And then as you said with the prize pool, I think the prize pool is super cool. Yeah, I really any complaints. I think like 14 people making $30,000 is I think better than any other, and that's just like at the minimum for the Madden Bowl. I think 4 people making over 100K, probably like 5 or 6 depending on like who wins wild card. I mean, I'm gonna win wild card and this one.
So who else is there? Right, obviously.
And so like the other, whoever the other people making money, but like that's, but yeah. So like 5, 6 people making over $100,000 playing Madden is absolutely insanity. So I think the prize pool is super cool. But yeah, that's my opinions on that.
What has it been like? What's your family, you know, we know your mom's super supportive at the challenge, but like what has it been like for them, you know, that support, having that at home during COVID, and now, you know, with this new adventure at West Virginia? That's got to be, you know, really cool to have such a family behind you who's willing to support you in what I think, you know, not every kid has the supportive parents to be like, hey, go play video games and make some money. That's really cool.
Yeah, so they were just like every other parent. They were like, this Madden thing's probably like a scam. You should probably just like stick to school or whatever.
Hey,
but
my parents did too. Don't worry.
When we were able to like actually get on the plane and we went there and like they paid for all this stuff and I obviously won, like they were obviously like super more supportive. But it's definitely been a transition because I've always like, this is my first time living alone. So like talking to them on the phone and stuff, I hadn't seen them in 2 months. I just saw them last weekend, but before that I hadn't seen them in 2 months. So it's definitely been a little bit tough for me because I've always like, I love living with them. They're super awesome, super supportive. They watch every single game, but still really supportive. They honestly, like, I might start streaming my games just for them. I gotta get like a lurk stream or something because they're like, we want to see the games even though they have no clue what's going on. My mom's still trying to give me tips like, why didn't you press it? Like, my mom's the worst.
Why do you keep pressing A? It's like, all right, mom. All
right. Why didn't you pass to that guy? Or she's like, oh, she saw I lost to Henry like 3 straight times on the ladders. It's like, why does Henry keep on beating you? I'm like, Mom, I don't know.
He's really good. Leave me alone. I'm not gonna lie, like legit, and bless my 60-year-old father. But when I first got into doing the commentary, he would send me probably every 2 weeks some article from like 2012 about how esports was growing. And he's like, this esports thing is getting really good. I'm like, Mike, that article was written on AOL.com. Like, what are we doing, bud? Like, stop sending me these old articles. Thanks for letting me know my career is going somewhere, though. I appreciate it. You're doing your best. So shout out to Mike. And no, he's always nervous for he's like, now he goes and tells his friends who don't know about esports. He's like, my son's the Jim Nance of Madden. I'm like, settle down. All right, let's all take a deep breath. So biggest fan out there. So what has, I mean, you talk about living alone for the first time. What has that been like? You know, adjustment to a new atmosphere for sure. I remember my first apartment all the way back in 2008.
Oh, wow.
Remember that? Yeah, you weren't. Yeah, okay, I'll just leave.
I was in middle school.
Shut up. Shut up.
Years old in the 1st grade.
Oh my God.
Thanks, guys. It's been fun.
No. Come back.
Walker.
No.
Garbage.
Yeah, how's, like Nick said, like living alone, like doing that for the first time. Like I remember when I did that, I was very excited, but at the same time I was kind of nervous.
And I think it's awesome. I'm still like, I guess feeding myself. I'll be sometimes like I'll be locking in on them. Then I'll be like, why am I getting so angry? It's because I get hangry really easily. So feeding myself is probably the hardest thing because then I got to go out and like, since I obviously don't have like a kitchen here or anything, I got to go out and get some food. But I mean, other than that, I think it's cool. Doing my own laundry, all that stuff. Like I like living alone. I don't have any complaints.
How's the
food? Damn, geez, that's not a hard thing to do.
I mean,
exactly.
leaving your bedroom is hard, Nick. If you sit here on your computer and you're just playing for hours, and then you realize what time it is, and you're just like, oh, I gotta get up and go eat food. Like it's hard. It's very hard.
I mean,
Then gamer hours at 2 in the morning, nothing's open. So
Nothing's
yeah, I don't
open.
get how y'all do that. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I moved out here. Like, listen, I got so sick of my own room during COVID that I moved, and we've been on West Coast time, and I love it. But I'm still like out here. I'm in bed at like 9:30. I'm such a loser.
God.
I do not get how people are awake till 2 in the morning. It is beyond me.
I think I was playing COD until 3 a.m. last night. I played COD for like I think 8 straight hours last night.
Okay, I need
I'm
to
the
go.
best. I'm the best one out of all of us. I mean, Banks and Rose and Oreo. Oreo doesn't sleep. Like he
No,
goes to
Oreo
bed
doesn't
at,
sleep.
like,
Don't
11.
go off of Oreo. That's not a good plan.
Oreo's in Vegas right now and doesn't
Throne's
sleep.
on some always a different sleep schedule. Kyle and Rose go to bed at like 1 my time, or 4 my time, 1 their time. And yeah, I mean everyone. So I'm the best. I go to bed at like 1 or 2 and wake up around 10. It's not terrible for me.
I'm proud of you. Your mom would be very proud to hear that you're getting 9 hours of sleep. Like, he's
I
doing
get my
good.
8 hours.
I'm proud of you.
How is it though? I'm really curious. Like the esports scholarships in general are something that's like super new and almost completely unheard of. I know like there's a ton of colleges that are starting it, with Valorant teams, Fortnite teams, Call of Duty teams. Madden being like one of the smaller games, I mean it's not smaller, but in terms of competitive size versus, Fortnite, it definitely is a little bit smaller, but how is that just in general being part of, this scholarship that's like completely brand new and completely unheard of? Like how is that? I'm very curious.
Super awesome, especially like because obviously as you said, like there's other games and like, but they're mainly at like smaller private like colleges that are like, just because like the bigger schools, like they don't want to, like they don't really like, obviously the people who are like in charge of all these schools, like they're mostly older people, and as you guys said earlier, like they don't really know what esports are, and so like they don't really want to take the risk. Like the private schools are more likely to take the risk. So like West Virginia was really like the first big like public university to kind of take the risk, go head first into esports, and I think it's super dope kind of being like the, I guess like guy to hopefully like, because I obviously like in 5 to 10 years, but I think like me being the first person to kind of like I guess open the door, I guess so to say. So now like I bet you by the time I graduate, almost every school here will have some type of varsity esport team.
Yeah, you're right with that though. Like I haven't heard like the big public schools, like the I'm from California, so the California State Universities and the UCs, University of California's, those there it's like unheard of. But private schools definitely a little more so, but not as much.
Well, guess what? We've seen ICEs with Northwood, right? Is that where ICE is? And you're gonna see more and more of it pick up, especially as like viewership picks up. Like there's money in esports, and I think that's what everything's always gonna come down to money. And at the end of the day, like it continuing to grow viewership and get ad revenue and things like that. I mean, you're gonna see more universities, especially in something that is, I mean, kind of the great part about esports. You don't need to build an $800 million football stadium for a Madden player. Like the equipment is so much cheaper. I mean, if they want to, I'm in there. I think that would be really cool, but you don't need to build a HyperX esports arena everywhere. And I think that dovetails nicely into, where, and I hate the question because I remember when I was a freshman in college, like people were like, hey, what do you want to do? What's your major? And I'm like, I don't know. I'm 18, dude. Like, I have no idea what I want to do. But like, do you have an idea of not only where you want to go, how long you want to play Madden, where you want to go with the Madden, but like beyond Madden, do you have any ideas, or are you just sort of riding the high right now?
Definitely riding the wave. I'm an econ major actually right now. I've always wanted to do something with business, but yeah, right now I'm just kind of seeing where Madden takes me. Just because, I mean, the MCS is really dope. Obviously, like what they put on, but it's kind of on like the uncertainties are there. Like you never know. Like you can't put 100 like all your eggs in one basket with them. So I'm obviously gonna keep on riding the wave, see how long Madden can take me. But after that, I'll definitely do something something business related. So that's currently what I'm studying.
I would love for them to like announce like some sort of 10-year contract with the MCS to make my life a little less stressful, because I would love to know that. Like you and me both are just like, like year to year, we doing this again? We running the back? All right, cool. Then we're in there.
Exactly.
Sweet, cool. All right.
Let's rock. Hey, DreamHack, we DreamHack? Cool. I'm in there. Let's go.
Sweet. Let's do it. Would you ever, like, you said business, would you ever consider pursuing a career in esports if it is related to business somehow? Like, I don't really know how that relates to stuff, but
he's gonna become he's gonna start an esports team. Okay.
Seriously, are you gonna start your own esports org? Like
the up next
Yeah.
crew. I mean, that's the great thing about esports. It's so like wide open. Like nobody really knows what the esports future is gonna look like in 10 years. So maybe like if the opportunity, I'm always about chasing the bag, chasing the opportunity. I'll be there. So.
Or Noah's just gonna become Boogs and like make every live final for the next 15 years, just hopefully with some belts. Like he's gonna be Noah Up Now. Like that's it. By the way, are we getting a name? Are you gonna stay Noah Up Next forever? Because like I don't think you're Up Next anymore. We kind of know who you are.
As I said earlier, I like to keep that underdog mentality, so I'm still Up Next. If I could still play in 15 years, I don't think my fingers will work in 15 years, but if I could still be playing by the time I'm 30, then I think that'd be a great career. But I don't know. I think my lifespan is not 15 years. I'm not Tom Brady of the MCS.
Could
already.
Be. You could be.
You got eating some avocado ice cream.
That
Ew, no.
The fat guy is going, nah. Wait, both the fat guy and the girl are going, nah, that's not the move, guys. Like, you've got no market anymore.
That's so gross.
I think before, we get too far and wrap things up, I'm interested to see how important it was to you, especially, as we got to, the lovely, fun pandemic times, finding a crew and finding a group of guys that you could work with and not just hang out with playing Madden and getting valuable lab time, but hang out with outside of Madden and chat with. Like, how important was that for you, your game, and just your mental health overall?
I talked to those guys. I think we talk more about just like outside of Madden stuff. It's crazy how we met. We met from Kyle and Throne hit me up to play in some squats tournament like the summer of 20, and I didn't really know because I've never I wasn't like part of the community really. I was still like kind of an outsider, and I was like, sure, like I'll play with you guys, and then we met and we just like hit it off. They invited me to the Discord, they invited me to the crew, and the rest is history. But as I said, like I was hanging out with Banks this weekend. Oreo's always down to come by. Like I mean, like it's awesome, like making new friends. And now, we don't really even talk about Madden. None of us even.
No one does.
Team get lucky.
It's me and Kyle that play Madden. Everyone else, I mean, Birds here and there.
Oreo's in Vegas every other weekend.
Oreo's unconscious somewhere usually. Like, let's be honest. Like, who knows where he is? I did ask somebody where Oreo was, and they went, I don't know. And I went, that's about right. I was like, yeah, he'll figure it out. He'll figure it out somehow.
I'm before like we keep going or we end this, whatever, I'm very, very curious. How did you get into Madden? What got you hooked on the game? What got you interested in the game? What got you interested in gaming in general, and esports in general?
Yeah, so I've always played video games just to play with my friends. Like, just like come home from school or come home from baseball. Like, hey, let's keep on playing. Now we'll play 2K. I actually like 2K more than Madden just because 2K is a team game. Same with like Fortnite or Call of Duty. I like team games a lot more because that's what brought me into video games. Whether it was playing with my dad or playing with my friends, like I like playing with other people. But Madden, it was just, I don't know, I was good at it, and I figured out, as I said earlier, like the making money, and that's always been my thing, like chasing the bag. So the money talks, and I started making money playing Madden, so that's why I stayed with Madden.
What was the first Madden you played?
I think it was Madden 10 or 11 with Troy Polamalu, and I remember that
10.
cover. Yeah.
Troy and Fitz.
Troy and Larry Fitzgerald, and
that was.
I remember that one.
That was the first one that I played. with anybody. Like I didn't get a video game system till I was 17 years old. So welcome to my sad childhood.
Listen, I was only allowed a Wii.
Well,
And I
that's
was
more than
only
what
allowed I was only allowed Mario Kart.
I had a
and
ping
Guitar
pong
Hero.
table and no friends. What did I
He
get
had
to
his
do?
phone.
But you had a ping pong table. I wanted a
And
ping
no
pong
friends.
table.
You know how ping pong works with no friends?
Hey,
Poorly.
Put it up against the wall. You flip it up and put it up.
Hey.
You know, when you look at me, you go, that guy looks athletic enough to play ping pong with himself. It doesn't really work like that. But I think mine was Madden 06 was the first one. But Madden 10, I remember we played in the dorm rooms, and that was like the first one that was like we had people over in the dorms, and nobody had Xbox Live. We were all just playing on LAN connections, and just everybody would come to the room and we'd sit and play couch play. Remember couch play? Remember when couch play was a thing and they got rid of that too? I'm turning into the old man yelling at the squirrels on my lawn.
I do not.
Shut up, Noah. I don't want to talk to you anymore. Stop making fun of me.
Madden 21 is my first Madden. Don't talk to me.
Do you need a hug?
Time. You were a year late on the best man of all time.
I know. I'm told this every single day by K-Mac. He's just like,
won a belt.
exactly. I could have won a belt
Madden
if I played
20,
Madden
right?
20. I just ran stretch with Mostert every single play.
Yep, you already had the offense. Like, you're done.
Seriously.
And there was no run defense, so it didn't matter what you did on the other side of the ball. You just had Noah out here laying. I just remember watching Noah lay hit sticks at the challenge and just being like, could you stop? Like, it's just rude.
I remember looking back, I had no idea what I was doing on defense. I didn't know how to flip my it was bad. Looking back, I was like, I don't know how I won, but then I was like, oh, I had Chris Johnson. I just screamed a lot, so I forced fumbles.
That CJ2K was an absolute monster in Mutt Draft. Like, are you sad that there's no Mutt Draft tournament this year? Are you missing Mutt Draft?
I actually like Mutt Draft. I know a lot of people hate it, but I like just having to the versatility that Madden or that Mutt Draft does. Just like with regs, I really like just playing all the different game modes because I think I'm really good at just adapting to the changes. As some people are only good on Mutt. I like all the different game modes.
What's your favorite?
Yeah, was Mutt Draft your favorite, or was that just the one that you qualified on?
I mean, this is my first time super locking in on Mutt. I guess last year kind of was too, but I mean Mutt's pretty cool. I like regs though. I'm always been a regs guy.
All right, just because Rose is on here, you don't have to suck up to regs, okay?
Oh, listen, I started playing Mutt this
you to the
year.
podcast.
I might go back to regs though because I just play Wallet Warriors. I literally told K-Mac earlier today that this word has never come out of my mouth, but Wallet Warriors, I'm playing them literally every single day in the lowest division on Mutt.
What a judgy human being over here. Oh, you paid money for your card. Yeah, because I'm bad at the game and I needed good cards.
I'm playing people who have spent every last dollar in their parents' bank account, okay? And
no, it's my
I
own
am
bank
in
account. Bite
the
me.
lowest. I'm in the lowest division, and these guys have I went into a game yesterday, and they had 98, 97, and 96 were his top three, and you look over at my team, it's all 90s.
She's
and
running
I'm just
all superstars.
It's so sad.
It's Richie Incognito's out there on the offensive line. What are we doing out here? Just run that Russell Wilson from early in the year. There you go.
I'm just gonna go crawl back into my reg shell.
Yeah. Who's your quarterback? Patrick Mahomes, the one that they gave you at the beginning of the game?
Yeah.
Yes. That's the one I'm running.
Actually, I have Zach Wilson. It's a little bit better, but
yeah. I still laugh every year when I see somebody playing regs and they use the Washington football team and I see Tress Way and I'm like, he won a Madden Bowl. Never forget.
Shout out Tress Way.
Shout out Tress Way. Shout out to Joke. Shout out to you, Joke. Good win. Good dub, bud. Is this where we awkwardly now stare because we've all run out of questions?
I think so.
Is this how every show ends?
Is this how it's gonna end? I don't know. I think I've run out of questions. For people looking to get into Madden and competitive, I did find one. For people looking to get into Madden and competitive esports in general, what would you say are some of the best things that they could do?
Lurk the Twitch chats, or if your game is on YouTube or whatever the streaming platform is, lurk the best people. I don't lurk them in a game, but just sit in the Twitch chat. Talk in the Twitch chat.
Yeah, let's be very clear. He's not saying lurk them.
He's not saying lurk them as in the Madden term, but lurk is in the Twitch term.
Be in the chat and watch these streamers is what he's saying. He's not saying lurk them. Don't stream snipe them. Don't be that guy.
Please don't stream snipe. But Yeah, no, make friends like with either the streamers or like other people in the chat, and then you like hit them up like, hey, do you want to play a game? But it's crazy how many people like, cause I guess now I'm like an old head. I still think of myself as like a youngin, but now I'm like an old head, and it's crazy like seeing people in the tournaments that's like, oh, like that dude, I seen him in a Twitch chat. Like, okay, now he's like one of the best. It's like it's just crazy how it happens. So I definitely
2 years ago. He's saying he's an old head. Stop! Please stop
Didn't you
hurting
just
me.
turn 21?
Oh my!
Noah, didn't?
I'm done.
Wait, how old? You're 19?
I hate you. Please.
Why do you think you're 21? Maybe that's
Don't
Banks.
do that. None of
And
the
then
Madden players are. Just stop. Like it's just like Clef and joke.
Banks just turned 22.
Oh.
Yeah, but he's basically 14. Okay, let's not lie. Like, shout out to Banks. Who the only reason I know Banks is 21 is because I got to take him to a club in Vegas and he got us kicked out. Anyways, that's for another time. But no, I can safely say like really excited for what's going on at West Virginia. I'm excited to see you. I think guaranteed you're winning a belt. So like let's just see it. Like I want to see it. But you know I'm excited to see where the esports on the collegiate level goes and what more you can do. You're a lot of fun to watch, and I can't wait till we're like back in person. We can actually like hang out in person because I feel like we talk all the time on Discord, but like we need to like actually hang out.
It'd be so much fun. Just everyone hang out in person. It'd be awesome.
Oh yeah, that's the dream, honestly. Like actually seeing you guys in person, because I mean, Discord can only do so much.
Fingers crossed. Fingers crossed.
Reach our hands out. I got
Dap.
That's how he had Dab it.
Okay, and there we go. And now we're ending. All right.
And we're done. Hey,
Yeah.
thanks for watching.
All right. I think you do you have anything else to say? Any final thoughts for
A final
the podcast?
What are you, Jerry Springer? Do you have a final thought?
Do you have any
No,
final thoughts?
This is my final thought.
Yeah, I have no final.
No,
thoughts.
she's not talking to me. She's talking to you. She doesn't. I could
I'm
leave.
talking to
right now.
you.
I'm very grateful that you guys chose me to be the first person on. I mean, I guess I'm that dude, so I
Welcome
appreciate
in.
that. And yeah, I hope I can see this podcast growing big.
I love your confidence.
That's all
in
that we
us.
can hope. That's all we can hope for.
Everything.
gotta get this
Everything.
on
The production
Spotify
level has
first.
been top notch. Go Mountaineers. That's all I can say.
Cheers. Yep. Hail West Virginia, baby.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Noah. I appreciate you for coming on and being our first guest on the podcast. I appreciate it. Thank you. And
Go
I don't
with
know
heart.
how to end this. How do we do this?
Just
What do
we're
we
done.
say? What
Just
do we do?
you click the button that says stop recording, and that's how it ends. Like
Your
it's
best
really
thought.
easy.
Okay. Okay, bye.